The woman had just finished her postpartum confinement when she saw another woman sitting in the passenger seat of her husband's car. She immediately stepped forward and ordered the tactless secretary to get out of the car. But the secretary responded with a fake, sweet tone, saying it was unsafe for her to sit in the front seat while holding a baby. The scheming woman assumed the CEO's wife was just an ordinary housewife. With the CEO present, she grew even bolder and reached out to close the car door. Little did she know, the wife's true identity was a powerful young lady from the capital, someone she could never afford to cross. Even her husband's company had only achieved success thanks to the wife's behind-the-scenes support. Faced with such a manipulative woman, the young lady didn't hold back. She ordered her to get out of the car right away. Just then, the husband returned from a phone call and tried to smooth things over. He said the secretary would get off at the next stop and asked his wife to take the back seat instead. But the wife didn't back down. Instead, she became even firmer and told the secretary to get out. Finally, under everyone's gaze, the scheming woman had no choice but to awkwardly step out. As soon as she got out, the wife snatched the necklace right off her neck. The secretary tried to explain that the CEO had lent it to her for a banquet that evening, but the wife declared with authority that she never lends out her necklaces. After saying that, she got into the passenger seat without another word. She left the scheming woman to find her own way home. Then she rolled up the window and told her husband to drive. When they got home, she threw the necklace directly into the dog's bowl. Her husband quickly explained that he had lent the necklace only because she hadn't worn it in a long time. He even swore that he had no inappropriate feelings toward the secretary. Swayed by his sweet words, the wife temporarily believed him. But the very next day, the cheating husband forgot his promise. When he saw the scheming woman limping into work, he even offered her his own CEO chair to sit in. Hearing that she had sprained her ankle walking home the day before, he looked full of guilt. Then the scheming woman noticed the wine reserved for the baby's 100-day celebration on the desk. She pretended it was her birthday and said she wanted to buy a couple of bottles. Without a second thought, the cheating man gave her the wine his wife had worked hard to reserve for half a year. Meanwhile, the wife, who was at home taking care of the baby, suddenly received a call from her assistant. The assistant urged her to check the scheming woman's social media immediately. When she saw the photo of her husband drinking with that woman, she was instantly furious. She immediately confronted the scheming woman in the company group chat, asking why she was drinking her child's celebration wine for her so-called birthday. As soon as the message was sent, the group exploded. But she wasn't satisfied, so she rushed straight to the company. Knowing she was in the wrong, the scheming woman knelt down and slapped herself in front of everyone. However, her real intention was to put on a show for the CEO. The cheating husband stepped forward, held his wife's hand, and told her not to make a big deal out of it. He said it was just 2 bottles of wine and that the secretary could pay her back if needed. By then, all the employees were taking the scheming woman's side, thinking the wife was overreacting, but they had no idea the 2 bottles were worth $6 million. Not only that she had spent 6 months pulling strings to get them, since the scheming woman offered to pay for them, the wife had no choice but to show her the $6 million receipt. The scheming woman turned pale the moment she saw the price. There was no way she could afford to pay that much. Out of options, she had to turn to the CEO for help, but even he couldn't come up with that much money. He had no choice but to bring her along to apologize humbly to his wife. He claimed he had had too much to drink and took the photo without thinking.